So
No, but
I
what's
don't
interesting is Aaron Judge does move over to center field and actually would prefer to be there. The Marlins also have reported that Jazz Chisholm is going to be moving to the outfield.
Yeah, and I think that's fascinating personally
Me too.
because he's an infielder through and through. He's been playing second base for the Marlins, been great
Yeah,
there, an all-star,
great. Yeah.
upcoming superstar, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And last time off the top of my head I can think of a second baseman who's moved to center field. Like granted, Mookie Betts has moved to right?
Yeah.
And he's been fantastic. So there's that. There's that
Not
option.
unprecedented. Yeah.
And I feel like Jazz Chisholm is probably closer to Mookie Betts than this other comparison I'm going to make. It is actually a player from the Marlins. It was D. Gordon, now D. Strange Gordon. He was playing second base for the Marlins, and when the Mariners traded for him, they wanted to move him to center field because there's what is it? I don't know if it's necessarily a belief, but it's kind of a understanding that if you're an athlete, you can play anywhere on a baseball field, right?
Yeah, that's
But I
very
don't feel
common.
like that's the case
I know. We hear it all the time.
because, and I think that they say that center field in the big leagues is one of the hardest places to play because, I mean, first off, it's massive, it's enormous,
It's huge. Yeah.
right? A lot of stuff that I've read the last year or so, because the Mariners had a rookie center fielder this last year, was that that is by far the hardest position to play in the outfield in the big leagues. It's hard to read the ball coming off the bat because of the grandstand. And if, in fact, when Julio was told that he was going to be on the opening day roster for the Mariners, Scott Service said, "Do you think you can play center field in the big leagues?" He goes, "Yeah, because I know there's some people doubting you." He's like, "That's fine." He goes, "Do you think you can do it with a second level on that grandstand?" And I think that's what makes it hard,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is
You
that
lose
second
the
level of the
ball.
grandstand? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, we saw D. Gordon lose the ball a lot in center field
Yeah.
in Seattle. It was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know though, and maybe that's why Mookie Betts plays right field
Maybe it is.
because it's
But they
not as
say
hard as
that
center field.
they always talk about the read and the jump and getting it right off the bat and seeing it and being able to anticipate where it's going to be so that you can get yourself there. And that all of that has got to do with being unable to really track the ball the whole way.
Yeah, yeah,
Like even Paul O'Neill, who played right field, right? It's so interesting to hear him talk all the time about, especially Harrison Bader and how successful he's been. And he just applauds Bader
Bader's a
constantly.
great center fielder.
Yeah, he really is. And to hear a guy who's a terrific historical outfielder just tip his cap over and over and over again to a guy who plays center field, there must be something there.
Yeah, and I played some center field growing up, but I don't think enough on the big field to know.
Yeah,
Especially, I mean, there definitely wasn't a second level to the grandstand,
exactly.
So
Exactly.
I don't know that I have enough experience on that part to be able to speak to it. But yeah,
That's
there's got to
me
be something
too.
to it because Fernando Tatis couldn't make the transition smooth either.
Mm-mm. No.
So
No, but
I
what's
don't know.
interesting is Aaron Judge does move over to center field and actually would prefer to be there.
And maybe he's maybe it's guys are natural outfielders.
Right? I don't
You
know.
know,
I
I
have
don't know.
no idea.
Not sure.
It's
Maybe we
fascinating
need to
though.
get Jim Edmonds back on here to talk about it.
Yeah, he would know. I was just gonna say that would be. I mean, all right. Now listen, Jim.
Let's just talk today about playing center field.
Hang on. We have some
Yeah.
questions. Baseball family, if you have questions, let us know. We'll call Jim and see if we can get him back on.
Yeah, see if we can
We'll
get him
ask
back
him.
on.
If not, we could just Q&A him and see if he'll issue us some answers to our questions. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.